Hey cool people, key babes, and people with hot dads, have them call me. What's up? I'm Nick, I'm a he, him, and today we're playing Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance HD and collecting every trophy, memento, treasure chest, and spirit recipe in La Cite des Cloches. So, set the like button on fire and ring the bells of subscribe Tradam because we're about to dive into it. One quick thing, if you watch my last video, I kind of did like a Sora Riku section in tandem, but that was weird, so I'm just doing all one story and then the other one now, okay? Great, enjoy. Now then, let's get diving. If we want an A rank, we need to finish in under 1 minute 20 seconds to get 1,000 bonus multiplier. Hey everyone, my name is Multiplier. To get 1,000 bonus multiplier and have at least 1,200 total prizes. So we can get over 9,000, specifically at 1,200,000. Rah! And if we A rank with Sora first, we'll receive a water barrel. We'll spawn in town, but we'll be stuck by the save point. And the only thing worth doing right now is buying any spirit recipes the Moogle has. I found Fin Fatale, R&R Seal, and Tub Gwinace. Then we'll enter the big doorway into the square, where we'll rescue Quasimodo from some nightmares. And since all of them are grouped up together, it's a fantastic time to use the Faithline Reality Shift to get the trophy sliding by, which requires us to connect to 6 or more nightmares. Also, if you happen to be losing here a lot, having an AoE command like Thunder and Zero Gravity are useful, as well as the flow motion attack Air Slam and Blow Off. Once we win, we'll get the Zolifant recipe, then we'll be able to explore the square. First, we'll run west to get the treasure by the wall in the green tent containing potion. Then we'll go southeast behind the purple and yellow tent where there's an ice dream cone. Then we'll continue east, and next to the stage by the flow motion poles is a chest home to Balloon, the item, not the command. Then at the northeast corner by some boxes is a lone chest with a blocket chocolate inside. Now we'll enter the cathedral into Nave and begin flow motioning up the pillars on our right to get to the higher east section where a water barrel chest sits, near the south corner. Then we can head to the west balcony, and at the north corner by a door and a wooden barrier is a drop-me-not chest. Now we can cross, to the north balcony, and on the northmost curve we'll find a royal cake. Then if we continue to follow this balcony east, then southward and walk off of it, we'll see a chest in the lower section along the east wall containing a potion. Then we'll go north again, under the balcony, and on the back of the second row of pillars near the north curve, we can find a sneaky chest concealing another drop-me-not. Then the last chest in this room is in the lower section in an alcove on the west side, housing a blocket chocolate. Now we can go back to the south part of the nave, enter the east stairwell, taking us to the top of the cathedral, and if we make our way around the west tower, we can find a door.
Say fellas, did somebody mention the door to darkness?
This door leads to the bell tower, where there's a cutscene we'll skip, and then collect flashback Frollo cautions Quasimodo, which I view now and then skip the scene. After that, we'll hop up the box behind us and onto the next platform where a save point is, and directly right from that save point is a drop-me-not chest. Then we'll leap onto the third platform, and above Quasi's bed onto this narrow fourth platform. And if we follow it down, then turn right, we can get the balloon item chest. Now if we go west to the bells and then flow motion onto the fifth platform, we can hop over to the sixth platform, then walk to the area with the horizontal poles, and flow motion north onto the narrow seventh platform, and then leap west onto this platform, where Sora can grab another drop-me-not by the 3 bells. Also, if we follow the seventh platform south, we can see another chest elevated in the corner containing a dulcet fragment. Now we can leave, back to the square, hop off the cathedral, and run towards the southwest corner to re-enter town. As we near it, there will be a cutscene. Then we'll enter into town, where we have to face 3 giant flowers, and I don't recommend getting the chests here until after you beat them, because if we happen to be defeated, we'll have to collect them all again. The first big flower is just ahead of us, and we can beat it by flow motion jumping and slamming down on its head repeatedly. We can find the next one if we take the east path and then start flow motioning up when we reach the closed gate, then turn north into this northern alcove. And once we beat the second big nightmare, we can head south out of the northern alcove, and we'll find the third giant flower nightmare standing by the well in the center of town. For our victory, Sora will get an HP bonus, and now we'll go treasure hunting. If we go south from where we spawn, and then flow motion up to this blue roof, we'll find a lofty figment chest. Then if we drop down and go left, we'll find a brick wall with an opening. We'll go inside, and to our left again will be a big chest containing the wee flower recipe. Whee! Now if we flow motion up the nearby scaffolding, and then up to the top of the tower, the chest is laying on the south lip with candy goggles inside. Now we'll head west and drop all the way down, and we'll find a troubling fancy chest in the corner. This chest will be covered in thorns if you haven't beaten the second giant flower. Now if we go a little more west and then turn south and flow motion up the buildings, we'll find a set of rooftops that kind of trail off, and on the highest roof is a big chest home to Sparkra. Now go north, leap off the rooftops, run through the doorway, and then turn forward right. And we can make our way up to this roof to find an ice cream cone. Then we'll flow motion south and east towards where the second giant nightmare was, and if we drop down to where these stairs are, we'll find the last chest in this room, and it's home to a confetti candy. Now we can run out to the well, and we can take the big east door into bridge, and immediately on our forward right is a chest by a green tent, and it's holding a block of chocolate. The next chest is in the first roof section, which probably has some weird French name like Toitia or Plafond or whatever. It's on our left next to the big cart, and there's a shield cookie inside. The next one is in the second roof section on our forward right, and it unlocks a potion. Now in the northmost part of the bridge behind an overturned cart is where the last chest is in this room, and it gives us paint gun red times 10. Now we'll enter the north exit into outskirts, where the first chest we get will be after we go under the bridge and then combo the burnt scaffolding on our right. Just ahead of that is a chest sitting by a door holding a potion. Then we'll go right and south under another bridge, and in the west corner are two chests, confetti candy and noble figment. Now we'll go back under the north bridge, break the burnt scaffolding beyond it, then in a little alcove to the east we can pick up a balloon item chest. Then we'll turn around, enter the northern west path, and Sora will quickly find a drop-me-not near some barrels and debris. Now we can turn back and take the north path, which has a bunch of faith line points along it, and we can just ride that directly to the exit, entering Graveyard Gate. Just ahead there's a save point, and this is where I usually drop it like it's hot, but not this time. So, on the south side of the grassy area is a chest just below a small drop-off. It contains a drop-me-not, and we can use that, as well as the 100 others we just collected, to continue on as Sora. The next chest is in the northwest corner, it holds a potion. And the last chest is in the northeast corner, on the other side of the small mausoleum, and it has an ice cream cone inside. Now let's leap over to the northeast mausoleum and go down its stairs to enter tunnels. Run ahead into the second room. Once there, we'll see a destroyed lower section. Don't go that way. Take the door to the right. In this third room is a chest in the far corner containing Ice Cream Cone 2. And just to the right of it is a breakable wall. Attack it and enter, then follow the slope downward to another breakable wall. And that will lead us out into the main area. The game will show us a small cutscene of what I'm going to call drop gas, which I'm fairly certain is just coming from one Romani chain smoking in the corner. But basically, if we touch the purple gas, our drop gauge will speed up, causing us to drop sooner, and in all actuality, it comes from that cauldron which the game calls a trap. As a side note, if our drop speed goes up for any reason, we can actually reset it by either using a drop-me-not or leaving the world and returning. So the first thing I like to do is flow motion up to the trap and break it. Then we can flow motion up to the high west platform for another drop-me-not chest. Then we can hop down to the lowest section, and just south of where the trap was, we'll find a spawn of 2 Tama sheeps and 2 Komori bats. Behind them hides a breakable wall, hiding a noble fantasy chest. Now if we go directly east from the cave, we'll find a drill sigh that Rye knows what's up, but there's also a breakable wall behind it. And in that cave is a big chest housing Sleepra. Now if we go back out and follow the lowest path northward, we'll find another spawn with a rhino, and yes, another breakable wall. However, if we face away from that breakable wall and run northeast, we'll find a chest hiding behind this big thing, and we'll receive paint gun purple times 10 when we open it. Now let's flow motion up to the high northeastmost floor, where a big chest sits, and we can collect the khddd recipe. Now if we fall back down and enter the third breakable wall from before, on the lowest path we can continue southward into the old graveyard. There's only one chest in this room. We can find it in the northeast corner in an extended section of the graveyard, holding a drop-me-not. Yeah, don't have enough of those. Now if we go directly south, we can drop into the big gaping hole, which was my nickname in college. Okay, let's enter catacombs. As we head south down this hallway, we'll see the floor is given out, and we'll run up onto the left platform and then jump over to the elevated right platform, where a chest sits at the end with a water barrel inside. Then we can drop down to the low floor, and on the west wall is, yes, another breakable wall, and inside the little cave is a fire windmill chest. Now let's exit the cave and take the south doorway. We'll follow the slope up, and we'll enter the second area, where more drop gas is, and a trap on the high round south platform. After we break it, we can find a narrow plank southwest of where the trap was with a chest on it, and it gifts us another Drop Me Not. Then if we flow motion all the way to the southeast corner, we can find another lone chest, and we'll open it to receive a shield cookie. Now let's drop down to the lowest area, and below where chest 46 was, we'll discover the lesser known Pink Floyd song, Another Hole in the Wall, and a big chest behind it that has the Toximander recipe. Then, on the north curve in the lower section, is our millionth breakable wall. We'll break it, we'll enter the opening to get the last chest in this room, which is seated in the southwest corner of the upper portion. It contains royal cake. Now we'll take the east door into the Court of Miracles, and before we do anything, let's grab the last 3 chests. Do not talk to Esmeralda, because that will take us to the boss fight. Now on the highest platform on the east wall on the north side is Thunder Dash in a big chest. Go southwest now to make our way to the tall platform with the purple and pink ribbons on it, where a high potion is. Then just north of that, behind a slightly shorter platform near the stairs, is a hidden chest concealing a block at chocolate. Now we should save and check out our forecast by pausing and pressing triangle. If you see Risky Wins on slot 1, then drop now and talk to Esmeralda when you return. If you see Risky Wins in slot 3, then don't drop, use a Drop Me Not, and go talk to her to begin the boss fight. If it's both, then uninstall and play something good. But actually, if both, either just deal with Risky Wins or drop until there's one without. So the reason we want to avoid Risky Wins is because it gives enemies double damage, and that includes bosses. And we don't want that for the boss. I'm very brave for saying it. Now, before I go over the boss, let's talk about For Riku's dive, he fights Queen Buzzerfly, and to get an A rank, we have to finish in 1.5 minutes or under. The strategy is to dodge the Queen's attacks until it sends the bee minions at us. We'll avoid them, and when they're behind us, we can use Aerial Break to locate them, followed by Diving Strike to hit the bee's iridescent boils. If even one gets back to the Queen, we'll have to repeat the dodging process. Once all 4 are defeated, we can attack the iridescent boil on the Queen's head, and ideally, we can 1-phase the Queen, but that requires timing our diving strikes in between its attacks. I had to 2-phase it, but still got in under 1 minute 30 seconds, so it's okay if you have to do a 2nd phase. If you got the A rank with Riku, then you'll receive a water barrel, unless you got it with Sora first. Riku won't get anything in that case. I also happen to get the Deft Diver trophy here, which requires us to do a dive without taking damage, but we can get that at any dive at any time. Riku will spawn in the square, and I'll quickly just go over the chests, as they're in the same spot as Sora's. Potion is on the west wall, just north of the entrance to town. Confetti Candy sits on the south wall behind a purple-yellow striped tent. Shield Cookie can be found along the south side of the stage. Balloon is in the northeast corner. Now we'll enter the nave where, after the cutscene, we can grab the chests in here too. Shield Cookie 2 is on the high east balcony, kinda in the back. Drop Me Not is on the high west balcony, squished between a door and a wooden barrel. Paint Gun Yellow ×10 you can find in the center of the room, up against the east wall. Fyra is in a big chest seated on the north curve of the north balcony. And another Drop Me Not hides below the north balcony in the southern of the 2 west alcoves. Rampant Figment is under the north balcony, sitting up against a pillar. Now you may have noticed in front of the statue of Kingdom Hearts Jesus, which I'm fairly certain is Terra, stands a little frog with a crown and a sword. This is Lord Crew, and optionally, we can challenge thee. We likely won't beat it, but the next time we encounter it, it will maintain any damage that it receives now. Our best way to beat it is to flow motion, jump, then slam, followed by a cast of the balloon. You want to avoid as many attacks as possible, as some can increase your drop gauge dramatically. And you want to avoid dying. Keep in mind, Lord Crew will jump you with his squad of Chef Crews and Sir Crews. When it eventually decides to leave, we'll get a little smoochy smooch, and then it'll flip into the ether. And now we can exit to the top of the cathedral via this southeast staircase. We'll run around the tower to find the entrance to the bell tower, and inside is 4 more chests. Drop Me Not is across from the save point. Another Drop Me Not is on a narrow platform above Quasimodo's bed. It's seated on the northeast corner. If we go to our highest platforms, we can find Royal Cake in the southeast corner, peering over 2 horizontal poles. And Dulcet Fragment is north of the previous chest on a small platform all by itself. Now we'll leave the bell tower, leap to the lower part of the square, and take the southeast exit into town. If we run directly south and through the opening in the red brick, we'll hang a left and we'll find another Drop Me Not chest. Upwards in the southwest corner, on the highest of 3 narrow rooftops, is a block of chocolate chest. Now we'll turn around in flow motion above the Drop Me Not chest to find a potion below the west side of the tower. We'll then flow motion up the tower to find Noble Fantasy on the south lip of the tower. And now go north to find a Noble Fantasy on a lone rooftop along the north wall, just east of the entrance to the square. Then we'll flow motion south, then eastwards around the buildings to find an Ice Dream Cone in the north alcove by some stairs. And the last chest is Water Barrel. It's in a southeast corner on a solitary rooftop. When we take the east exit out to the bridge, we will have to be very careful as Wargoyle will be throwing fireballs at us. We can grab confetti candy if we leap over the jar cart next to the barrels on our right. Balloon the item hides in the left side of the first roof section. Potion takes cover on the right side of the second roof section. And confetti candy 2 is behind the overturned cart in the northmost point of the bridge. Unfortunately, we're not done yet. When we exit the bridge, Wargoyle will follow us into outskirts as well. However, we can continue on to Windmill in order to end the chase sequence and then come back for these chests when Wargoyle is gone. However, I'll still list those chests now. We'll run forward, and then we run under the small bridge. Let's take the fork northward, and we'll find confetti candy against the wall on our right. Then if we continue forward and run into this shady alcove, we'll find a Drop Me Not on our left. Let's turn around and quickly break the burning scaffolding, then run westward to grab a chest containing paint gun purple ×10, sitting on the right wall. Turn around again and then go under the south bridge and make a right to find 2 chests that are home to Shield Cookie and a potion. Then we'll go to the southeast exit to enter Windmill. After the cutscene, we'll get Sonic Impact and the Dark Obsession flashback, which I would watch, but I already remember what it was like to play League of Legends. Now that we're in Windmill, we only have 4 chests remaining. Water Barrel is east of the save point in the corner. A chest home to Block of Chocolate is southwest from the cottage, sitting in the mud next to a cliff. On the west side of the south road is a big chest housing Sliding Crescent. And finally, further down the south road, along the north face of the curve, is a Shield Cookie chest. Now the only thing left to do with Riku is to run to the top of the cathedral to start the boss fight. But either here at the Windmill save point or at the town save point, pause and press triangle to check the forecast. If there is a risky wins on slot 1, we should drop now and then fight the boss next time. If there is a risky wins on slot 3, we should not drop now, use a Drop Me Not, and fight the boss right now. As I said in Sora's section, we want to avoid risky wins because it gives enemies double damage, and we don't want bosses to have that. Also, this is just a side note, I completed Komori Bat's Link board and got the strongest Link trophy, so you can get that anytime, but this is when I got it. And then I made Yogi Ram to replace my Komori Bat. Now let's get heated, because we're going to fight both Sora and Riku fight Wargoyle. Sora need only talk to Esmeralda in the Court of Miracles to start the fight, while Riku has to return to Square, then enter Nave, and then enter the higher portion of Square. As for Riku, I'm going to list Wargoyle's attacks, but just keep in mind they're all blockable and dodgeable. Wargoyle shoots diamonds from its wings, it wraps itself in fire and then dives at Riku. It punches the ground, sometimes twice, sometimes it'll use its tail. It wraps itself in darkness and then dives at Riku. If this one hits us, we may get slammed onto the cathedral rooftops, by the by. It shoots bullets from its hands. And it can shoot a Fire-Raga ball from its mouth. My strategy is to avoid or block the attacks and cast Balloon so that Wargoyle will fly into it, I mean, it isn't the fastest strategy, but it's what works for me. Also, remember to use reality shift whenever possible. You can also fight it out above the fire, but I find it way less helpful as it's harder to dodge Wargoyle's attacks. On our victory, Riku will receive an HP increase, and Affinity Gain will become an available drop bonus. Then we'll get the Kingdom Hearts Chronicle and the Guardian Bell Keyblade. As for Sora, Wargoyle must have forgot its Red Bull because it doesn't have any wings. Ha! I have the exact same strategy of just leaving Balloon as a trap for Wargoyle to run into, but this version of it has different moves. It'll leap back and slam its chain gauntlets together, dodgeable and blockable. It'll charge a fireball into the sky that rains small fireballs towards Sora, dodgeable and blockable. It can also use ground punch and a sidekick, both blockable and dodgeable. It can also use this Kratos spin move,
I am the god of war!
which will cause it to fall into the ground for about 2 to 4 seconds. And we have a chance here of using Balloon for free damage, but it will leap up in a beam of fire, which we should dodge away from. And that's pretty much the whole fight. And for our victory, Sora will get a deck capacity increase, the Birth by Sleep Chronicle, and the Guardian Bell Keyblade. And if beaten with Riku as well, the 358 Days Over 2 Chronicle, and the trophy Dark Intervention. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Special Portals will have its own video, so until then, I hope this has helped, and I hope you drop by next time. Goodbye!